Hey everybody, welcome back to Reason for Truth. I'm your host, Stevie Garofalo. Why is sorrow better than laughter? Ecclesiastes 7:3 says, sorrow is better than laughter, for by sadness of face the heart is made glad. What the heck does Solomon mean by this? Well, what he's saying is that sorrow may have a beneficial effect because it tempers one's mirth with seriousness. Remember mirth? This begs a question as to what mirth is. So mirth means gladness, gaiety, or amusement, if you want the technical term for it, especially when expressed through laughter and fun and that type of thing. In the company of others, as well, expressing our happiness before others. But at the end of the day, it just means, in our happiness, being cheerful, enjoyment, smiling, laughing. We think those are all good things, and they are. We should be able to smile. We must be able to laugh. But so what is Solomon saying here then? We should walk around miserable, and as my mom used to say, with a sourpuss face on your, as kitty cat look, So it describes a feeling of an outward display of joy, like the sounds of children playing or shared jokes, and could also refer to something that causes joy or delight. But the core meaning is really joy, happiness, fun, amusement. What's wrong with all these things? I mean, I don't get it. What is Solomon saying? Should we walk around just with a frown and sad face? Well, in the Bible, I want to go back to mirth, okay? It means gladness and joy. So what is wrong with these things? I think what Solomon's saying here, he's emphasizing that we have to make sure there's a balance of seriousness and mourning. And, we have God's blessings. We see Psalm 126:2 and foolish revelry in Ecclesiastes 2:2, highlighting the need for wisdom and discernment to balance these things out. So what we don't want fleeting amusement. We don't want runaway amusement. So expressions, again, of joy are good, but we want to make sure that we have a soberness about us. Because if not, then we'll just joke around and be funny all the time. I can be that way at times, and I've learned to be more serious in life as an expressive thankfulness to God's goodness, and to understand that not everybody is happy in just having a jovial time. I think if we're happy and jovial all the time, we certainly aren't dealing or helping others who may be less fortunate than us. We can encourage them, but I think that we risk diving into a little bit more superficialityness, and it can be shallow personality. We're not to air our personal things that are going on in our life. I disagree with that. Some people say you just wear your heart on the sleeve. That's not wise all the time. I think it's good to be authentic with people. By the same token, when things hurt, you don't got to go and put them on other people. Let's make sure that we stand strong for other people. We live in a time, I see, where there's just a lot of hurt, and it's good. We could help those people, but let's make sure that we're not constantly crying on the shoulder 9 out of 10 times. We do that with our closest confidants, not the average person. Okay, so I think here what Ecclesiastes is, he's talking about joyfulness. I think he's talking about noisy, excessive revelry. That's what he's talking about. Feasting, worldly parties. That's really what he's talking about. Let's make sure we're not partying, just throwing all caution into the wind. Because what did he find? The preacher in Ecclesiastes 2, he found that it's meaningless. And he's looking for joy. That's a spiritual thing. It's a deeper, lasting gladness rooted in God's presence. And that's sober. It really is. We can express that joyfully at times. But, at the end of the day, we have to balance these things out. If we're having too much fun and we're out partying all the time, we got to look at how we're living our life, what we're doing with our life. Are we helping others? Are we serving God? Are we really reading the Bible? Read the Bible. It's very sober. To live your best life. Yeah, you are living your best life. Yeah, and the best life is living according to God's ways, which is not always easy and often brings correction to us. But sometimes God also says, well done, good and faithful servant, along the way before the big one. So thank you for tuning in. I hope this has encouraged you. I hope it's brought a little bit of clarity as to maybe what that verse means. And blessings to you. Make sure you tune in, subscribe, check out my community at StephenGarofalo.com. And we'll see you at the next episode. I'm your host, Stephen Garofalo. This is your Reason for Truth for today.